morning, students. In honor of Career Week, please welcome Becca Forsythe, a licensed clinical social worker from the local counseling center. She is here to tell you a little bit about what she does for a living. Please be respectful and help me welcome her to our school.
Thank you, everyone. I'm here to tell you a little bit about my life as a social worker. I like to tell folks that I don't have a job. I just have a deep heart that can't stop pouring out to those who need me. It truly is a way of life. I have a pretty lofty objective. The primary mission of the social work profession is to enhance human well-being and help meet the basic human needs of all people. What do you think that means? I help to empower people. I fight against vulnerability, oppression, and poverty. I'm sort of like a superhero sometimes. Other times, I'm more like a friend with a good ear and ready to listen. I have so many different hats to wear at work, but to boil it down to brass tacks, you could say I help people to cope with and find solutions for their problems. I do this through hard work and collaborating with my clients. Sometimes I wish I had a magic wand that could just make all the problems just go away.
Hear someone say something about a magic wand, my puppet.
Fairy Godmother, I didn't expect to see you here today.
Well, I heard your wish, and you know, I'm always just a wish away.
That's right, Fairy Godmother. Your clients in Disney World are pretty lucky. You can just wave your magic wand and their problems just disappear. Wouldn't that be great?
Of course it would, sweetheart. That's why I'm everyone's favorite fairy godmother. Well, if it weren't for my magic wand, how do you think people would find their fondest desires?
I was hoping we could talk about some of your success stories. Your clients have made movies about their lives, so we aren't violating the rules that stop me from talking about my clients. Hey, did you guys know that? When folks come to talk to me, it's a private, safe place to talk. I won't gossip to your friends or mine.
Of course, Puppet. Let's see. Both of us fight some of the same enemies, just in different costumes, really.
Absolutely. Let's look at my code of ethics to find some similarities.
What is a code of ethics, Puppet?
It's the list of values and rules that folks in my line of work are bound by. There are 6. Service, social justice, dignity and worth of the person, importance of human relationships, integrity, and competence. We are bound to serve. We are directed to put the needs of others in front of our own.
Sort of like my client Mulan. She went to war in place of her elderly father to save the family name.
Sure, Fairy Godmother, something like that. We are also bound to stand for social justice. We fight problems like issues of poverty, unemployment, discrimination, and other forms of social injustice.
My client Aladdin certainly faced problems related to social justice. Poor kid, homeless, called a street rat, always scratching and scraping for food. Poor kid, he could sure use some help.
You are a worthless street rat. You were born a street rat. You'll die a street rat, and only your fleas will mourn you.
I know, Fairy Godmother. We were all grateful he had a strong social support in his friend, Genie. Genie had trauma of his own. Slavery for 10,000 years in a bottle? Jeez.
But magical powers didn't hurt, did they?
You got me there, Fairy Godmother. We are also called to universally respect the inherent dignity and worth of a person by treating each person with respect.
Oh, heavens, Puppet. I've had so many clients who could have been benefited from someone with that ethic. There was Quasi, the Beast, Dumbo, Shrek. The list just goes on and on. They were all so misunderstood.
Of course it does, Fairy Godmother. Unfortunately, people can be mean to each other sometimes. We can work together to heal some of the damage and build coping skills so the future won't be so hard. We also work together to recognize relationships as the core of a healing relationship.
Relationship. I don't think there is a story in my repertoire that doesn't involve a strong alliance.
That's right, Fairy Godmother. We are all called upon to be trustworthy. It's right in our rules.
I know someone who might be able to use a rule like that.
Fairy Godmother, that's not very non-judgmental of you.
Well, no, Puppet, it is not. I'm sorry, I can be bigger than that.
Of course you can. We all can. Which brings me to my next point. We are also expected to stay on top of the most current information and apply it correctly in practice.
Well, that just seems to make sense, doesn't it?
You would think so, but again, unfortunately in the world we live in today, it's nice to know that some folks still strive to play by the rules, isn't it?
Of course, Puppet. Without applying the newest technology, we wouldn't have the story like Big Hero 6. Baymax was built specifically to help people in need. Did you know that?
I sure did, Fairy Godmother. He was one of my favorites. I wish I could have a magical friend to come fix our problems. Instead, we just work real hard and stay focused on solving problems and building brighter futures.
You are right, Becca, but you guys get a bad rap without your magic wands.
Sometimes people just don't understand what we do. They worry that we're there to break up their families or take their children.
But that couldn't be further from the truth, Puppet. You try to strengthen families and build better communities.
You are right, Fairy Godmother, but sometimes when really bad things happen, the stories that hit the streets are not 100% accurate. I'm sure you deal with that in your realm too, huh?
Of course, Puppet. I remember when Simba was first placed with his foster family after that awful incident involving his father and his uncle. We had to get him out of there for his own good.
Of course you did, Fairy Godmother. You have helped so many children whose parents just couldn't be there for them.
Good heavens, yes, Puppet. There was poor Tarzan placed with a jungle family. We also had Mowgli in a jungle environment. Then there was Hercules, who couldn't grow up on Mount Olympus. Then there was the old story of Snow White and her 7 friends. And who could forget the tearjerker from Bambi, his mother, shot right in front of him.
So much trauma. I feel so badly for these kids, but they certainly seem to develop coping skills that help them to get through. There was that case of immigration stress that you handled with Pocahontas. Little known fact, did you know that I'm descended from her?
No way! You are?
I sure am. She married Captain John Rolfe and took the Christian name Rebecca Rolfe, my maiden name.
That's fascinating. She's quite a shining star, wasn't she?
Well, Fairy Godmother, there are 2 sides to every story. I don't know if I completely agree with the Disney interpretation of my ancestors' plight, but it did have a great environmental message, didn't it?
It did at that, Becca. I'm sorry about what your family went through all those years ago.
It's okay, Fairy Godmother. I try to use it as inspiration and education to teach us not to act like that ever again. It reminds me of one of the many reasons I'm on the path that I am, to help people tackle injustice in all of its various forms. So, what do you think, kids? Will you help me keep up the fight? We all know stories of people who had a raw deal. Maybe you have a friend who came to school really sad today. Do you know why? Maybe someone got really mad in class today and picked a fight. Maybe there was just something else that happened that made them mad. Did you ever think about that? Just because we see shining princes and princesses doesn't mean that they didn't have some real tragedy that got them where they are. Let's all band together and help each other. And if you can't find enough folks to help you, or they don't seem to have the right kind of help to solve your challenges, please come see me. I'll do whatever I can to help you out. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great day.